If you're talking about sex, and that's a nut. That's not me. Go to the guy down the street, because it's not Michael Jackson. It's not what I'm interested in.
Some interviewers just don't seem to know when they've gone far enough. The moment Michael tried to shut the conversation down, that probably should have been the end of it. Instead, the questions kept coming anyway.
Would he only use a bedroom?
Not every uncomfortable question turned into a serious moment, though. Some of them were so unexpected that even Michael couldn't help laughing. And Oprah decided to ask the one thing people had been wondering for years.
Why do you always grab your crotch?
Why do I grab my crotch?
Yeah, why? We think you got a thing with your crotch going on here.
I think it happens subliminally. When I dance, if you're a dancer, you know, you're just interpreting the sounds in the accompaniment of the music. If there's a driving bass, you become the bass. If there's a cello, if there's a string, you become that. So you become the emotion of what that sound is, okay? So if I'm doing a movement and I go bam, and I grab myself, it's the music that compels me to do it. It's not saying I'm getting ready to grab down there and it's not a great place. You don't think about it, it just happens.
That interview wasn't done putting him on the spot either, because later on, the questions stopped being about his past and started becoming personal in a completely different way. Michael stayed calm, but not everyone sitting beside him was going to stay quiet for long, and that's where things got a little more heated.
The whiteness of your skin, and that it's not somehow a choice on your part, along with the makeup, the way you look. Where does it come from?
I think it creates itself, nature.
Do you wish you were the color you were again?
Do I wish I was the color?
That
You have to ask
color.
nature that. I love black. I love
Do you wish
black.
you were that way?
I envy her because she can tan and I can't.
Lisa clearly thought the conversation had gone far enough.
He's an artist. He
I'm an
has
artist.
every
I'm a
right, and he
performer.
is constantly remodifying something or changing it or reconstructing.
Some nicknames stick because people think they're funny. The problem is nobody ever stops to ask whether the person hearing them feels the same way. Michael tried explaining why that label bothered him, but the response he got probably wasn't what he expected.
You should not say he's Jacko. I'm not a Jacko. I'm Jackson.
How do you feel when they call you?
I have a heart and I have feelings. I feel that when you do that to me. It's not nice. Don't do it. I'm not a wacko.
Some interviews don't really ask a question. They try to define you first, and Michael had already heard enough versions of that idea to know where it was going. So when Barbara Walters suggests his entire image is what brings the paparazzi, he doesn't really argue loudly. He just shuts it down in the calmest way possible.
The way you dress, the way you look, it invites attention. The whole appearance as you grew up was larger than life, more extreme. You don't think that calls the paparazzi to you?
No.
No?
No. Maybe I like to live that way. Maybe I like to dress that way. I don't want paparazzi, really. But if they come, be kind. Write the right kind thing to write.
Not every difficult interview was about the tabloids, though. Some conversations kept circling back to the same controversy, no matter how many times he answered it. And Michael wasn't about to dodge the question this time.
Do you know any other man your age, a 45-year-old man who shares his bedroom with children?
Of course. Not for No, that's wrong.
Well, let me say, from my perspective, my experience, I don't know any 45-year-old men who are not relatives of the children who share their bedroom with other children.
Well, what's wrong with sharing your bed? I didn't say I slept in the bed. Even if I did sleep in the bed, it's okay. I am not going to do anything sexual to a child. It's not where my heart is. I would slit my wrist first. I would never do anything like that. That's not Michael Jackson, I'm sorry. That's someone else.
That topic wasn't going away anytime soon either, because in another interview, Michael was asked about the evidence itself, and before the question could even fully develop, he jumped in with an answer.
How about the police photographs, though? How was there enough information from this boy about those kinds of things?
The police photographs,
Have police
that they
photographs.
took of me,
Yes.
there was nothing that matched me to those charges.
There was nothing. There was nothing that concurred.
That's why I'm
Nothing?
sitting here
There was
talking to you
nothing.
today. There was not one iota of information that was found that could connect me.
So when we've
to
heard
these
that there was
charges.
a
There was
marking
nothing.
of some...
Sometimes the comments that stay with you the longest aren't from strangers. They're the ones you hear growing up. And Michael revealed one memory that seemed to follow him long after childhood was over.
And I had pimples so badly, and it made me so shy. I used to not look at myself. I'd wash my face in the dark. I wouldn't want to look in the mirror.
Really?
And my father teased me, and I just hated it. I cried every day because of it. It made
Your
me-
father would tease you about your
Yes,
pimples?
he would tell me I'm ugly.
Your father would say
Yes,
that?
he would. Sorry, Joseph.
Yeah. What's your relationship like with him?
I love my father, but I don't know him.
Are you angry with him for doing that? I think that's pretty cruel, actually.
Am I angry with him? Sometimes I do get angry, yes. I don't know him the way I'd like to know him. My mother's wonderful. To me, she's perfection.
After all those serious interviews, it's easy to forget how often Michael would usually think Michael's concerts were just about music. But every now and then he talked about them as something much bigger. One appearance in particular had a surprisingly different goal behind it.
So wie ist. Und es gibt eine ganz wichtige Botschaft hierfür.
And a show in Korea.
Nämlich mit dem Konzert in München und mit dem Konzert in Korea. Wir müssen eines wissen.
Someone who spent most of his life surrounded by screaming crowds, Michael seemed happiest during moments that felt completely normal. Of course, that normal family moment lasted right up until somebody decided to be a little too clever.
Il m'a dit de monter sur le pont joueur, et moi bêtement j'y suis allé. Je vais te tuer! Je vais te tuer, Mac!
From the outside, being loved by millions sounds like the easiest life imaginable, but there's a point where attention stops feeling exciting and starts feeling impossible to escape, and Michael explained that feeling better than most people could.
When there's thousands of fans chanting, you're out in the street, they're using sleeping bags and they're chanting how much they love you and everything, and you can't get out, you feel trapped inside, and you just cry, you feel lonely, you know? And there's all that love out there, but still you really do feel trapped and lonely, that you can't get out. And if you go to a bookstore, if you go out, if you go to a club, which I don't like clubs, you know, every book you buy, they want to know, why are you buying this? Why is Michael Jackson buying this? Why is he reading this? Or you go to the club, as soon as you go in there, every song is my song, as if I want to hear my music. And everybody starts chanting for me to dance. So it becomes a show all over again. So you can't go anywhere. So wherever you go, you know.
Most people saw Michael Jackson as the biggest star on the planet, but moments like these showed a very different side of him. Behind the fame were uncomfortable interviews, personal struggles, loyal fans, family moments, and the constant challenge of living under a spotlight that never seemed to switch off. The stranger part about Michael's life wasn't the fame itself. It was how every moment seemed to become a public conversation. Whether he was defending himself, joking with an interviewer, spending time with family, or meeting fans, there was always a crowd watching and an opinion waiting to be formed.